I'm Cian Allen, and today's group we're going to talk to you about Gemma Sugru's marketing plan for her new album. So a bit about Gemma. She's a vocal coach and a vocalist based in Cork. She's cemented a wonderful reputation for her vocals, and she's also performed in many major events, which has cemented her reputation further. She was a soloist with Jenny Green at the RTE Concert Orchestra performances of 90s dance classics at Electric Picnic, Tree Arena and the 2FM Ball. And she was also the vocalist on a Home Focus TV advert. So it's clear that Gemma is a household name. So before you conduct a marketing plan, you have to do a current situation analysis. So Gemma came into us in early September and she told us she's releasing a unique jazz album, and it's not like anything she's done before. She told us there's going to be a Michael Jackson cover, which she wanted to focus on, and she also told us that it might only appeal to a niche market, but she did say her current audience are very diverse. Gemma's main focus was on digital downloads. She didn't want to focus much on handy hard copies, as she feels digital would be the best way to sell her album. So her competitor situation in the jazz industry, as a group we researched and we couldn't find any clear leader in the Irish jazz industry. But as Gemma wants to go digital, there will be many competitors. So Spotify and Apple Music generate playlists for certain genres, and one they do is jazz. So if Gemma could get her album into a certain playlist, she could result in a very large reach. But as there's so many competitors in these playlists, it could be very hard for her to stand out. So her distribution situation, as I said, she's focused on digital, and the only way to distribute digital will be word of mouth for her situation. As we've seen from her social media that she had links with Jenny Green and the Daithí Amárach show. This can be a great way to provide word of mouth. One opportunity that Gemma missed out on was not releasing her album on the Jazz Weekend, as everyone was demanding jazz at that situation. So I'm going to pass it on now to Adam.
I am Adam, and for this project I'm talking about the competitors that Gemma Sugar has to deal with when she's entering into her market. First competitor I researched was Nigel Mooney, who probably be known as probably one of the more experienced jazz performers in Ireland. He arrived on the scene in 1980. He mainly specialised in kind of blues and jazz inspired from the 1960s. Nigel is aged 55. He's toured like all around Ireland, RDS, England, London, parts of America. He's also appeared on the Late Late Show a couple number of times, which is obviously great for his popularity. His main album that he released that got so much feedback was All My Love Is In Vain. Again, he's probably considered Ireland's biggest jazz singer, so Gemma would have a serious challenge entering into that market, and Nigel Mooney would have to be considered as a massive competitor. The next competitor I chose is Anya Cahill. She's a young jazz singer-songwriter. Again, her music's kind of inspired early jazz, kind of 1950s. She's aged 24, but she's up and coming. She kind of puts a modern twist on her jazz with lyrics from Lady Gaga and Lana Del Rey in some of her albums. Paper Crown, her latest album, was in 2014, which featured on Today FM Newstalk, which is a pretty big deal for a girl only 24 years of age. She also featured at the Electric Picnic, and she was labelled probably the best unsigned act at EP that year. Rosa Nutty then would be another direct competitor of Gemma's. She's another jazz-based performer. She made her debut as well at Electric Picnic, performed on RTE Radio 1's Arena, has toured with like Kathleen Rosenberg in Iceland, and she's currently working on Moonchild to be released, I think, early 2019. Again, Rosa Nutty would be nearly the same level as Nigel Mooney in terms of experience. And finally, Sinead O'Connor, although she's not a direct competitor, her presence in the market, in the music market would be, or music industry I should say, would be massive. Sinead doesn't exactly play jazz, but her popularity amongst the Irish is huge. She's kind of seen like as an Irish treasure. She arrived on the scene in 1980. She's had a number of albums that really got into the charts and stayed in the charts at a high rate for a long time. Her best album was probably I Do Not Want What I Do Not Have. I think it got to #1 in jazz charts. She's a controversial character as well, which always is appealing to some people. Again, she's a massive following. She toured Northampton in 2018 in the USA. She's future tours lined up in Canada in the coming years. So now pass you on to.
Hi, my name is Adam, and I was tasked with doing the user personas for Gemma Sugar's new album. I created two personas which to work off. So the first one is Jeremy. Jeremy is an Irish man. He's 45 to 55 years old. He's a Cork transplant living in Dublin. Jeremy works as an entrepreneur in the biotechnology industry. He's a family man. He's married and he has two children. He lives in Dublin. He's an avid Cork supporter. His hobbies include staying active, like running, playing soccer, surfing. He also enjoys travelling and drinking craft beer. He's a very active social media user. His main platforms would be Facebook and Twitter. He likes to share his aspects of his life, his views, opinions, stuff to do with work and his interests. Jeremy enjoys jazz music and all-time classics. He loves going to like live concerts and festivals, for example, Cork Jazz Festival or Electric Picnic. He discovers music through seeing live acts in very small, kind of intimate venues, and so he finds music. Also doing a lot of travelling through work. He listens to radio a lot, and he also would stream music online. When shopping, Jeremy's a tech man, so he does a lot of his shopping conveniently online. So this would be the main way he'd buy music. The next persona I created was Ellie. Ellie is aged 40 to 50, and she's a freelance journalist and a part-time lecturer. She lives in Cork and is very passionate about Cork and loves promoting Cork and getting involved in events that are going on in her local area. She's a fierce interest in the arts and kind of culture and stuff like that. And through her work, she focuses on these aspects by going to like write reviews about artists, plays, shows, performances. Because Ellie's a journalist, she's very active on social media, and her main platforms would be Twitter and Facebook. She uses her platform to promote her local area and also to showcase her work. She shares a lot of opinions, and she's quite opinionated on political views that are close to her heart. She also likes to promote a healthy living and mindfulness and happy life. When it comes to shopping, she enjoys kind of quirky retro stores and also enjoys shopping at the farmers market. While when it comes to more mainstream items like clothes and music, she enjoys convenience shopping and online shopping. She discovers her music through her work, mainly like live events, where she writes reviews for performers, shows and artists. She loves going to live venues, and this is how she discovers music. She also listens to radio when she's doing work, and she streams music online. In summary, we have come up with the taglines for Gemma Sugra's new album. It's an Irish audience at home or abroad, primarily in connection to Cork, as we feel these are best appreciated. They show an interest in art, culture and music. We've identified that they're creative, educated people working in a professional environment. We think that we should target the over 30s bracket, as we feel that these better appreciate the album. They love going to live concerts and enjoy listening to radio and online music, but primarily their main focus is live music, and they like to experience music. They're very active on social media, and they share their opinions, their views and aspects of their lives. The main outlets platforms they focus on are Twitter and Facebook, and they use these through work and just promote stuff for life. Thanks, I know pass you on to you.
Well, I'm Ethan Keane, and today I'll be talking the social media campaign and attracting traffic to the website. So at the beginning, we had three main goals that we set out, which was creating brand awareness, generating new leads, and increasing the mentions in the press. So from these objectives for brand awareness, we're hoping to maximise the reach of social media posts to viewers and increase follower counts and mentions and shares on social media platforms. For new leads, we were gathering personal information, increasing participation online. And last one we did mentions in the press, which is hopefully reach out to influencers and outreach. So for target audiences, we have three main audiences, which are fans, personality and demographics. And for the tactics for the target audience, for the fans, we are hoping to get through to them on Twitter, which would hopefully Gemma would reply to tweets on Twitter from fans and provide them with greater knowledge of products. Like an example, the launch of a new album at the end of the month. So for personality as well, we chose Twitter, and we're hoping the competitions on Twitter through the use of hashtags, which will result in winners invited to training workshops for singing at voice work studios, and hopefully this will create brand awareness. And lastly, with demographics, which will be on Facebook, and usually the target market on Facebook is 30 plus to 49, and 84% of 30 to 49 year olds use Facebook regularly. So hopefully we post music videos on the Facebook page, which results in sharing of content by influencers and existing fans. So for attracting traffic to the website, we had 3 points as well. We had length and format. It was the first one. So this involved like people who don't have much interest in reading long bulky posts of content. So usually they just skip it and move on. So from this we hope to gain full attention to communicate valuable information to readers. So from this we vary the length and format of content to make it as appealing as possible for different kinds of readers. An example would be short videos on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, which grabs the attention of viewers in comparison to reading long posts. We had irresistible headlines, so was the second one, which obviously headlines are very important for the publishing of content. Without a compelling headline, even the most comprehensive content will go unread. So, for example, like the writers at Joe.ie write up more than 20 headlines before deciding on what to use, before deciding on one main headline that will suit the content that potentially is going to drive the most traffic. Examples would be the headlines in regards to the release date of Gemma's new album at the end of this month. Lastly, we chose inviting others to guest blog on the site. So inviting others in the same niche as Gemma Sugru to blog on the same site will attract traffic. From this, they're linked to share content and link to their guest article, which may attract readers to the site. For this to work, high quality and original content must be posted without any links or spams that will affect the readers. Thanks for your talk. Thanks for listening.
Hi, my name is Ronan. Today I'll be talking about Emma's advertising campaign. So her main goal is to convert traffic into sales in the form of downloads. There's various forms and techniques to achieve this, and a lot of time traffic it's overconceived with just generating a lot of traffic onto your site isn't achieving the main goal of generating sales and downloads. So when it comes to converting traffic into sales, the main sectors I'd be looking at would be Facebook ads, Instagram ads and Google AdWords. You want to be generating various campaigns and testing. It's a trial run really, because it's our first album release, so it's just a trial and error process, and you can eventually come across campaigns that bring the most traffic, most conversions and follow-ups. Following on by that, something you want to concentrate on is the landing pages. They're vital for her website in particular, so you want to be paying particular attention to her SEO and keyword research. So when people go searching for her music, they normally have certain keywords, either her title or her particular genre of music, which is jazz. And lastly, I'd be looking at her social media following. So this is probably the easiest target market when you want to generate sales. So you, let's say, look into your Facebook, Instagram and Twitter following, and they'd be a lot more inclined to be encouraged to buy her new album release, which are likely to work on all social media platforms. So after you generate these sales, you want to look into retaining these customers, which is often a lot harder process than getting the first sale. So the best approach to maintaining and retaining customers is to have a relevant and fresh content on a regular basis. So you want to be providing content that is of value to the customers. You want to customize content in relation to the customer so they feel like they're valued. You're not just sending out information to a majority of people where if it's more personal, they appreciate it more. Ways of customizing this content to be more specific to a customer would be through opt-in forms, where you can gather specific information about consumers once they enter your website. Remarketing is also a very beneficial tactic. So after they leave the website, you can use remarketing ads in site toolbars as such, and constantly keep Gemma's name in the back of your mind. And lastly would be email campaigns. This can work in conjunction with the opt-in forms. So you gather that information and you make customized email campaigns for different sectors of your followers. And this can be updated on new video releases, such as our YouTube videos, new song releases, or even new album releases in the future. And then next we went on to generating word of mouth. There's again several approaches, and it's definitely undermined how beneficial word of mouth is. I think priority would be customer service, and just having customer service that stands out from the rest of the crowd. Particularly for Gemma, it would be very beneficial to interact more with our customers on all social media platforms, and people acknowledge that when it's not as commercialized. Next we moved on to positive publicity. So a case I thought would be a good example would be offering to sing at, let's say, a charity event, and in this case you'd be more than likely posted in a local newspaper as such, which is free advertising, and it looks well for her as well. And lastly, it's just as easy as asking. You can ask your followers to spread word of mouth. A lot of times they just need a nudge if they don't have their own initiative to do it, and they'll spread the word by themselves. Thank you. I'll pass you on now.